Welcome back, everybody, to Sanity Lost, the podcast where all my friends are traumatized. How y'all doing?
Traumatized.
Doing
I'm very traumatized. I'm under duress.
Yes,
Yeah.
we're not by choice playing this game.
I'm trying to think. There's so it's been about a month since we last played.
just long enough to forget everything.
And well, that's not true. We've remembered something. Oh yeah, I guess we've probably forgotten some things, but it's the perfect time to forget things because 10 years passed?
Yeah. Yeah,
So,
but I don't know
10
that
years
anyone's
of constantly
really.
thinking about it.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't think anyone's really forgotten.
I have.
That's encouraging.
Yes. Always good when your DM forgets.
Yeah.
Excuse you, that's keeper in this game.
Right. Titles matter.
But I was just thinking, there's a ton of stuff that happened. We had the charity stream.
Yep.
And then both your guys' D&D stuff came back.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but we're not here to talk about any of that other random stuff I do, and you
Recording
guys do.
session time dated.
This is the favorite anyway.
I dated this in the second episode when I said, "What you guys get on Prime Day?"
That's true.
It is true.
And then I found out it was only me that got stuff on Prime Day.
Yep.
Yeah.
Surprise!
Yeah,
We all thought about it.
Yeah.
We looked.
My
but
phone died. I didn't have an option then. I was like, well, it's the cheapest way.
Doing?
Oh, the phone case is now turning red. I don't know why. But
what?
But no, it works. The screen doesn't react the way I hope it would sometimes, because then it just shows it's the cheaper version of the Galaxy. I think my favorite part about it is, I don't know what kind of phone you guys have, but if anyone listening has a Samsung Galaxy, when you turn it on, it says Samsung Galaxy, and there'll be S21 Z, whatever it is. Mine is so downgraded, it's just Samsung Galaxy, and then there's a space where the next part is supposed to be, and it's just blacked out and nothing there, and it's like, yeah, you knew what you paid for.
They couldn't even just fill it in with a pretty design or something, just censored.
That wasn't in the budget.
This phone wasn't in the budget. Sometimes I have to hit the screen multiple times for it to register when I'm hitting, and then sometimes I don't have to hit it at all, and it'll just do stuff.
Oh gosh. So your phone should be in this game, is what you're saying.
Yeah, I guess so.
Have you considered that your phone is an alien?
Or possessed.
Or
you
just
have a helpful stupid. You just have a helpful AI in there that's trying to do it all for you.
What if your AI takes over the world?
Well, I better get some royalties from that.
You should. You helped launch it on its career.
I've said multiple times, I'm pro Skynet.
I am not.
Okay, cool robots.
It's appropriate.
But yeah, we normally start this off, and by normally, this is technically episode 6, but also chapter 1 of I know how many chapters it's supposed to be, but we'll figure it out as we go forward.
Recording session 3.
Yeah, this is recording session 3, but chapter 1, part 1, whatever. I don't know if I'm going to name all these fun names, or just name it chapter 1, part 1. I don't know. I haven't thought that far ahead. I'll let future Payne figure that out. And so I figured what would be just a fun question to, once again, jog our memories and just let the people know, at home, who we're playing and what we're doing. I was trying to think, what would be a fun question to ask to spur the memories? And since we just had a time skip, what movie or TV show do you think has the best form of skipping time? I'll start because I just thought of that question 30 seconds ago. So while you guys all think, I'll be like, hey guys, My name's D Payne or Payne or Dave, whatever you want to say. And I'm the keeper of this homebrewed Call of Cthulhu campaign. If you made it past the first 5 episodes, thank you. Also, if I timed this out correctly, happy November. So I don't know what day these are going to be released on, but
Maybe Thanksgiving.
no, this will be like the first week of November. Because I think pretty much if I release them on Mondays, pretty much the last episode will be live. Like the last episode of the prologue would be on Halloween. Which
Nice.
Okay.
which could work.
Nice.
Yeah,
That could
nice.
work.
Seems appropriate.
Yeah.
That does
good.
seem appropriate. It
So
does.
but I don't know. I might be cheating, but I'm also the one that came up with my own question, and it's the first thing that came to my head. Of they literally skip around time in this movie. And I'm just gonna say Memento.
That's the only time skipping movie I know.
Aha, I stole it. Go to Google before I call you.
What? I can cheat?
Oh, I can't see your screen, just see your face.
Can you hear my typing?
Well, yeah, now I can.
Now I can.
But yeah. You know what? If you think about it, all movies are time skip movies because they end at a different time than they started.
True.
But anyway, that's not the question. But yes, I'm the keeper, and this whole game is homebrewed, and I'm just gonna go across the screen as I see it. So first up is John.
Oh, thank goodness.
Hey guys, my name is John. I play Percy Flanagan in our game. He is kind of a loner thief type, which you'll get to hear about more as we get into it. And as for my answer, I could probably say 2 in the TV show realm. Westworld actually does some interesting stuff with time skipping and playing with sequence of time and does some interesting stuff there. And then also the time traveler's wife is an interesting one. It's a story about a married couple where the husband will spontaneously travel through time, and so it tells the story of their relationship as he's jumping back and forth through time and running into her. Kind of an interesting concept.
Mm-hmm.
So that is my
I remember when that movie came out, and I never watched it because I don't remember what year, but I remember seeing it come out.
Yeah, they had a movie come out a few years ago, and then they actually put out a TV show about the same thing that just came out recently. So I've watched a couple episodes of that.
Yeah, that sounds like it'd be a better TV show than a movie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because I can already see the movie of being like, I'm a kid, you're an adult. That's already weird. Anyway, could you imagine, too? That'd be like the worst thing if you're like, I'm going to go back and see my wife. Oh, she's a child.
Yeah, well, they get into that in the TV show, so that happens.
I won't watch it because I've been trying to watch, what's that show?
Stranger Things?
No, I don't have Netflix.
Oh.
The Boys, and I still haven't made it past episode 3. I just haven't started it up, but I did watch Prey.
Later.
So
yeah, Prey was good. The new Prey
maybe
was
we'll
good.
talk about that in the next intro because we bulk record these. That's right. I let the secret sauce out. Now the question is,
how could you?
Should I? Let's see. Does Elizabeth looks ready? So we'll make her go last. So Nite, what do you got?
Everyone's gonna take all my things. I only have 3.
Okay.
Oh, good.
Take 3.
Oh, good. I should be able to get at least one.
Just Google.
I play, right. I'm Nite. I play Caleb, and yeah. So you'll see Caleb in the upcoming episode here. He's a mechanic at the mine. And yeah, my time traveling movie, I'm gonna take the obvious one of
Batman?
Back to the Future.
Oh,
Yes, definitely Batman. But Back to the Future. Because, I mean, how more time traveling can you get than going back and
Absolutely.
forth in time in a DeLorean?
It's true.
oh, you wouldn't want to take the
It's a
train?
classic.
That was one of mine.
I mean, there is that one too.
I
Which
mean,
one?
DeLorean is a
DeLorean's
really
way
cool
cooler
car.
than a
that's
train. Let's.
Oh yeah,
It's a
But
really
also-
cool car.
Yeah.
made of
I mean, the
aluminum.
idea of taking the steam train that way is pretty awesome too. But DeLorean,
Yeah,
Mhm.
gotta go DeLorean.
You think they'll remake?
and I
that
did have a
movie?
backup. I did have a
No.
backup in case Elizabeth took mine too.
What was your
What's your
backup?
backup?
Yeah, take two of hers.
Yeah, probably.
Star Trek. Star Trek the motion picture where they
Oh,
go back in time to pick up the whale.
Yep.
That's the fourth one,
Star Trek 4.
Is
Yep.
it the fourth?
Yeah, it's the
I couldn't
fourth
remember
one.
which
The
one it
first
was,
one.
or it
The
might be
first
the
one is
third.
when they go. No, yeah, it's the fourth one. It's the first one is when they go find V'ger, which was
Yeah.
the Voyager
Yeah,
space
that's right.
probe.
Yeah, and then the second one is Khan, actually.
Yep. Yeah, and third one is Search for Spock.
Yeah, and then they find Spock, and then they go to the past. They go find the whales, and Chekhov breaks his back. But hey, look, I got Wrath of Khan right here. But it's
Nice.
on the VHS.
Wait, what is that weird thing?
Yeah.
Now
it's-
the real question is, do you have a VCR to play it?
Elizabeth, what's your I don't. I used to, but now I would be too afraid to put it in a VHS player because
Yeah.
if anyone's owned those, you know those things will take your childhood away.
Yes.
Very true.
And Nite, to answer your
Especially-
I noticed-
question. Oh, go ahead.
I noticed that it was that you were not kind and did not rewind.
Because I don't trust those things.
Yeah, get your
At this
finger
point,
and
it's just a
manually
keepsake.
do it.
Oh gosh. Spend an hour rewinding your VHS. Remember when you had to do that for Blockbusters if you like didn't want to ruin the tape in your VHS player?
Mhm.
Oh,
But,
the days.
But to answer your question, Nite, that is, I'm going to take a page out of Archive 81, and that's season 2. No.
Archive 81. Oh, I love that show.
Yep. Too bad it got canceled. Anyway,
No, did it?
I don't know. I don't. I'll look it up while you talk about your thing.
Don't ruin. Don't do that to me.
Hold on, I'll ruin your day in a second. What?
I
Hey,
love
Elizabeth,
that
introduce
show.
yourself.
Hi, everybody. I'm Elizabeth. I don't know if you can tell, but I don't watch. No, I take that back. I watch a lot of stuff. I don't remember much. Don't know why. Just can't remember. But I do think so. Cheated. Looked up a bunch of time hoppy movies. And I have my own original thought. But more original, maybe than nope, Back to the Future. Groundhog Day. Right?
Mm.
Isn't that kind of like
It's another good one.
original
Yeah.
time loop? So here's my original movie because I cheated on Groundhog Day. Is the movie Happy Birthday? Is that what it's called, John?
Happy Death Day.
Happy Death Day. Yes. So
Yes, I haven't seen it, but I heard of it.
yeah.
It's basically
can't-
horror Groundhog Day.
Yes. Very fun. Very fun movie.
Mhm.
If I remember it correctly, because I don't
mean,
remember things
The person dies a lot.
a lot as she tries to figure out who's murdering her.
Isn't
So
there a second one?
I mean,
There is a
to be
sequel.
fair, there's an awful lot of dying in Groundhog Day too.
it's true.
That's very true.
Because he
It's true.
tried to
You
escape
could
through
make
suicide
You
many
can make an
times.
That is
argument that
true.
Groundhog Day is a horror movie.
Yeah, they really make that very happy-go-lucky so that you forget that he kills himself multiple times. But
No,
yeah.
There's your awful news in the Discord there. Elizabeth.
Oh
Netflix strikes again.
no, Netflix.
Yep. So that's why I will tell you, if you want more Archive 81, it is a podcast.
I listened to the podcast too, and it's very good. But the show was so good and better than the podcast, I think.
I don't know.
Also,
They'll be happy
I-
to. They'll be very happy to hear the news.
didn't sorry, Archive 81. Your second season got a little too like god worshipy for me. I loved the like suspense of the show. I
Is the
didn't
second
actually
one-
introduce myself.
I was just wondering if the second season's when they're in that like other world, and he has
Yes.
Did
It's
you-
like the
when he has a
weird-
tape player built into
in
him.
his body.
Yeah.
in torturous ways. But the
Yeah,
guy's
it's
really
a
happy
closer
about it.
version of Carcosa than most things will do. But anyway, go ahead. Who are you again?
Okay, sorry. My name is Elizabeth, and I play Cora, um, who is very traumatized from
You're welcome.
her experience as a 9-year-old and has probably made it her life's work to figure out what has happened. So, also, she has a kid. See how that works out because it's Cthulhu and everyone can die.
All right. And now in my head, I was like, maybe next time, I'll have to make sure that I don't spend 15 minutes doing intros and banter for these
Sorry,
1-hour episodes.
How to lose your audience in 3 seconds.
You're welcome, everybody.
No, 15 minutes.
Yeah,
We
15
just
minutes.
gave you
Yeah.
a lot of movie recommendations. So just go and watch all the movies.
We'll see.
After you finish our podcast.
Yeah, don't leave now. It gets better.
Or do both at the same time. So I think let's do a little recap of Maru. I didn't know if I had a recap music. Let's see if I look through my music here. What's this one? I actually don't know what any of these would sound like. So like I know what they sound like, but at the same time, who knows? Like what's this one? This sounds like fun recap music. And this is what I'm just going to stick with until I find something else in a different episode. So anyway, let's all get down to it. 10 years ago, in 1924, I think that was the year. Yes. Our characters went to celebrate their Halloween by going to an old cabin that was known to be, not known, but rumors and stuff of it being cursed. And after a little pushing and prodding and sneaking away from the church's shindig, they go down to this place, get in there, explore it, and find that they weren't alone, that there was other people running through the woods. And through, I don't know if they did something or if something was interested in what they were doing. I know what it is because I wrote everything, but I'm not telling you yet. We got more stuff to explore. But anyway, they something comes out of the cabin, burning it down, and through rolls that I'm still not 100% sure if I did correctly, one person died. Fortunately, unfortunately, depending on your point of view, it wasn't one of the main characters, but it was Sally. And
Sally.
as we kind of step away from that scene, as they hold the funeral, and we see Officer Hudson come in, and she wasn't able to catch this killer, but at the same time not really telling anybody anything. We had a little scene of her just sitting there in her office 10 years later that we are in now, as we are the year currently is October 24th, 1934. This is a Wednesday. It's also 7 days before Halloween, if I counted that right. I'm not 100% sure right now because counting is hard, but that's what I'm sticking with. It is the 24th. But 10 years have passed. And you know what? We don't need all this doom and gloom, and let's take a peek into the lives of what we know. The last thing that we heard of from one of the characters is that Charles, he pretty much left once he turned 18, between probably, once he turned 16, because it was a different time, he pretty much was able to and told everybody, "Hey, I'm leaving," and all that stuff. I'll be back whenever. And went out to see if he could find answers for Sally's killer. And people hear from him from time to time. He drops in, I don't know, maybe once a year, maybe twice at most. But yeah, that's what we know of that child who grew up and shrouded in mystery. But here you go. Is that music a little bit better for you?
My favorite.
We come down into Centralia, Pennsylvania. It's a crisp fall day. The leaves are full bloom of colors. It's a cold breeze that is just like it's a crisp winter. I don't know what that means, the word crisp, talking about weather, because I just think of Rice Krispies. But you guys can get the pictures. It feels nice to walk around, and it looks like it belongs like on the front of a holiday card. We see it's kind of in the afternoon, as we see kids running home from Saint Ventus. I think that's oh man, I haven't looked at these names in a while.
Ignatius.
Ignatius, yeah, Ignatus, yeah, Ignatus, Saint Ignatus, or whatever you say. I remember what it was a while ago. I'll remember it later. From the local school that is there, and we see them just running home, or grabbing bikes and just heading to wherever they're heading next. And our camera, we kind of just go through the different areas, and we actually go to past the town a little bit to one of the coal mines. And we see men just working there, just like pulling coal out of the ground, putting it into their different containers and getting them ready to be shipped off to processing plants, either in Philadelphia or in different areas across Pennsylvania. But we see pretty much one of the people take off their helmet, and we see a shock of red hair. And Nite, what has Caleb been doing for the past 10 years?
Well, Caleb kind of retreated in on himself a little bit, but through his dad, who ended up working out at the mine in the mechanical maintenance building, and he's just been working on a truck today, getting the truck back up and running. That's going to be hauling coal out to away from the mines to be processed, and probably just about wrapping up today. Maybe testing out this truck, making sure it's running fine, and getting ready to call it a day and head for home.
Okay. Question: do you think your dad still works alongside you?
Yeah, I think my dad's probably he's gonna be a little bit higher up than maybe an office job and not really working actively on the machines, but probably running the more management, running the place. Mm-hmm. Maybe running the maintenance department.
Okay. Yeah. So we'll say, your dad comes in. He's just like, "So, son, I just came to check your work here. You're fixing what have you been working on?"
Yeah, just getting this truck up and running. It's should be good to go now. I was about to start her up and see how she's running.
Oh, okay. Well, don't let me stop you.
Hop in, start it up. Starts up like a charm.
Yeah, and he's like, okay, yeah, there we go. Yeah, this is the one that's been giving us, giving Mr. Kelly some trouble, right?
Yep, it was a bit of a bear, but it's running now.
All right, and just you would know that Mr. Kelly, Buck Kelly, is kind of the foreman of the mines here, so like he kind of oversees everything. Yeah, Just double checking that to make sure my notes. Yep. Yes, he's the foreman of the mines because it didn't get saved in roll 20 or never put it. Who knows? He's like, yeah, so my son, are you coming over for dinner today or what are you planning?
Yeah, dinner sounds good.
Okay. Do you yeah, if you don't mind, do you think you can stop by the general store and get a few things? I think I'm gonna be here a little bit late, and your mom was asking me to get them, and well, you know how your mother gets when I'm home late and forgotten the flour.
I got it, Dad.
And like he kind of hands you a list and just like, yeah. So if you get there before me, well, you might cool her down a little bit, but yeah.
I'll let her know you're on your way.
Thanks, Don. Yeah, you should have. I think we need to fix one of the kind of train things next. It seems like one of the. I don't know. It seems like there's either been some vandalism or people been taking some items like to sell for scrap. So we'll have to see what we can fix here. But yeah, well. Before you clock out, just take a look at that and see what you need tomorrow, if we need to order anything. And yeah, we should be good.
All right.
All right. And he walks out, and yeah, you're just in your workshop, and yeah, well,
yeah.
Unless there's anything else you want to share, we'll pull back. And...
No, that's pretty much a typical day is working on the machines.
Okay.
Get them all going.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, we now shift our scene over actually to the general store, and we like kind of go in. The camera like kind of goes through the front door and sees like the shelves stocked and everything, and we see a young woman behind the counter with what looks like trying to get a child to stop crying. Elizabeth, what has Corey been doing the past 10 years?
So Cora, who was a gangly, clumsy 9-year-old with a large birthmark across her face, grew into a tall, lanky, rough-looking woman who, as you kind of zoom into her face and her presence, you sense a heaviness, though her smile continues to be her one redeeming feature. And at the moment, you see her trying to cheer up her crying son, who just fell down and scraped his knee. Over the last 10 years, Cora has spent most of her time trying to figure out what happened that night and trying to get answers to what she saw and why Sally had to die. To really no avail, and to the annoyance and dismissal of most of the townspeople, even to the point where her parents threatened to send her away for being unwell if she didn't drop it. But a few years after the event, one bright spot came into Cora's life when she met her husband, Blake, who wasn't from around the town. His family moved in, and so he didn't know anything that had happened. And so Blake got to introduce Cora to a different world, a world where this terrible loss had never occurred. And they got married and they built a life. Cora stepped into taking and running the shop for her parents, who at this point were getting older and more sickly. And they had their son Timmy. So for a few years, everything was really good. And Cora kind of didn't forget, but chose to put that aside. But tragedy is never far away. And just recently, her husband Blake was tragically killed in a mining accident. And Cora is still reeling from that and trying to figure out now how to be a mom and a widower or a widow. She's starting to notice that the nightmares and the flashbacks are coming back. This experience and the call to avenge Sally and to solve this mystery is slowly creeping back into her mind.
Right. And so while you're trying to calm this child down and maybe it's like between shifts, so you don't have like anybody else kind of there by the counter to help you out. You hear the bell ring by the door.
Shh, Timmy, it's okay. It's okay. No, look, it's just a little scrape. We'll just put a Band-Aid on it, or I'll wrap up your knee. Hold on a second. And Cora, wraps Timmy's knee in like a cloth bandage and like sets him down on the ground. Here, take a lollipop and go play with your toys, and like shuffles him away. And then looks up to see who just walked in.
It is the newly appointed Sheriff Hudson. She's just saying, the little one is doing okay.
Oh, hi, Sheriff Hudson. Yes, I mean, he's 2 and a boy, so fell off the little step ladder that I use and scraped his knee, but nothing a lollipop and some toys can't fix. What can I help you with?
Well, I'm here to hang some posters up on the community board over there. We have some missing people that the state wants me to hang up. Do you mind?
Oh, I mean, of course. Yeah. Anything that I can do to be helpful? Do you need some tacks, or do you need?
Yeah. If you have some tacks, that would be helpful.
Yeah.
They didn't give me that, so.
Of course. So Cora goes over to like, all the different shelves and like starts like rummaging through, over like where the I would imagine like the nails and the screws and that kind of thing would be. And she kind of like, she's not looking at Sheriff Hudson, but just says, so missing people, anyone from our town?
No, not yet, but it's been the surrounding areas, and they just want us to keep an eye out. So,
do they think they're connected? Is this something that we should be worried about?
Well, I think we're all a little bit on alert. It's coming up to the anniversary, and so there was a lot of thunder in the keeper's actual apartment, so that was very good timing. But yes, I think everyone's a little bit on edge right now, so I think we should be fine. But no, it's yeah, and she's like, here, if I'll hold it up, can you pin it over there? They're kind of big, and
Yeah,
she like
so-
spreads it out over the thing, and
So Cora comes and like starts pinning. Does she recognize anyone?
roll. I'm forgetting all the stats now. Let me. Oh, here we go. There's the character sheet that I was looking at last time. Let's see. You can roll. So do a quick thing. Not spot hidden. Do a quick looks doodle. And don't think. Well, you can do history. I think that probably seeing that or trying to think.
I have to roll under
Yeah.
it, right?
Yes, roll under.
It's
You
not
have
gonna
like a
happen.
5.
I do have 5.
Yeah, I don't think
I roll
history's
like
the
double
right
zeros.
thing though. It's let me see. I'm really trying to look through here. I'm not seeing anything in particular. So how about instead? There's not even like a charisma. Do roll a straight luck check. If you roll under 50,
Okay.
yeah, 50 or lower, you have.
Nope, that was a 92.
Okay, yeah. So, no, like these kind of look like nondescript people, and no one's really sticking out
Okay.
that you can see.
So Cora is helping her put them up, and she just kind of quietly says, Sheriff,
mhm.
the nightmares are coming back.
Mhm.
You know I just can't shake this. And now you're saying that what? It's back? It's taking people.
No,
Can you not tell me anything?
this isn't this isn't the same thing that happened 10 years ago. There's no fire. And it's not like we're seeing the remains of brutality or anything. It's just, it seems like people are just missing.
I just can't believe that our small town, we're nothing. It can't not be connected.
Well, that's, in all honesty, it's probably what the surrounding towns thought as well.
So why isn't anyone doing anything? Why do we
do you
just
think they had the
pretend-
posters up?
It's one thing to put up posters about missing people. We all pretend like nothing happened. That a giant monster didn't just come out of a cabin and kill a child.
Yeah, well, everyone deals with grief differently. And trust me, I think you know how that feels, but look, there's only so much that we can do with a missing people case. Like Mount Carmel, they're like down the street, they're missing people. Ashland, Gordon, like it seems like it's in the radius of this area. It's maybe the fact that we're such a small town, we haven't been hit yet. Or we'll just be skipped over. Like, who's going to actively come into a place like this? Like, the only people we have to deal with is a person that keeps stealing coal and other things.
Sheriff, don't bring Percy into this.
I didn't give a name.
Cora just shakes her head and like finishes like tacking things up.
Mhm.
You know he's had it rough.
And like right as she opens up her mouth, the door entrance opens up again.
Cora turns to look and see who's coming in.
You actually don't see anybody.
Cora immediately looks for Timmy.
You see him. And it looks like he's just looking and kind of like a smile like on his face, and you just hear, "Now, well, little one. Is there anyone here I can talk to?" And we're gonna cut from there. Lastly, we got Percy. And out of all the characters, what is Percy doing? Because I don't got a clue.
Well, Percy hasn't had quite the productive or happy life that Caleb and Cora has. So if you remember, Percy was an orphan the last time we heard from him, and so was already living on the streets, kind of having to fend for himself. And after the events of 10 years ago, he struggled to grapple with what had happened and ended up kind of withdrawing from the society and the town and kind of becoming more and more of a loner, and just not, having any relationships or connections with anybody. And so, since he was on his own, he continued having to, forage and find things to feed himself. And he discovered that he was pretty good at acquiring things. And the more he did it, the better he got, and the more he found that he liked it. And so he occupies his time by, picking up trinkets and, fancy things that bring in a decent amount of money. And, gives him that challenge of keeping himself occupied. He was also, pretty strong for his age as a kid. And as he has gotten into this job, I guess you could call it, he, has to end up climbing a lot of high places. He has to, be really athletic. So his strength has increased. He's gotten really strong. And so he's developed himself physically, but his mental side is a little shaky. He hasn't had a lot of interaction with anybody for 10 years, and that does, it does a number on somebody. So he's a little awkward socially. However, he has continued to watch everyone. He likes to hang back in the shadows and ends up seeing a lot of things that most people don't. And so he keeps an eye on what's going on in the town and has a pretty good sense of some of the underneath the observable, everyday going ons that he is aware of. And so he's connected in that way, without being connected with people directly.
All right. And so, where would you be? Like, would you kind of be on the outskirts of town right now, or where would you place yourself? And
definitely on the outskirts, maybe casing, a new location. Maybe he has gotten word of a new possession that somebody has acquired, and so he is maybe casing a location to hit, later in the week or later at night. That's probably a large portion of what he does in his day to day.
All right. Roll me a spot hidden check.
Spot hidden. That would be a 39 under 81.
Okay. So, yeah, this is normal success. Make sure you mark that. So while you're looking at getting over there, you kind of crest over a hill and you see what looks like a large group of people in this valley. It looks like it's a bunch of different trucks that are there, and they started setting up what looks like a large tent. Like it's kind of it's like a striped tent, big enough for like the town and more to fit inside. And then it looks like a few smaller tents as well, as you kind of see different people setting things up. But this is new to you. This doesn't look like anything you recognize.
Okay. Percy would definitely take an interest in that. Anywhere there's a throng of people or things being set up means potential things to swipe, and in the confusion of work and just people milling around, he's learned to the art of acting like you belong and that you have a place to be, and so it lets him get into a lot of places like that, especially since they, if they're from out of town or may not be aware of him and his reputation, he would certainly take advantage of that. So he kind of walks on over and starts to mingle with the workers, and just keeping an eye out for anything that may be, of value or worth snagging.
All right. Well, roll me a stealth check to see if you are able to get in there.
All right. That would be a 7 under 50.
Okay, so that's an extreme, right? Would that be an extreme?
Maybe.
Is that a fifth of the
7
number?
under 50.
Yes, because a
It's
10 or
always-
10
yeah.
would be a fifth.
Yeah,
of
10 would be a
50,
fifth.
so
Yeah, so you sneak right in there, and it seems like nobody is recognizing or just hearing what, or not even like noticing that you're there. Like it seems like they're all like preoccupied. Like even it looks like they have some like dogs there as well, that don't even pay you mind. And yeah, they're just kind of setting up the tents and everything. And you hear one person just like, okay, you better get that set up. If we don't get this thing set up by tonight, Uncle Buster ain't gonna be too happy. We don't want to make him angry, you know? There we go. And like everyone's just like, that's just that's like kind of what you notice for free. What's your spot hidden again?
my spot hidden is 81.
Yeah, and so like as you're walking through there, you just see like other people. You just notice other kind of just people. Oh man, I want to play a song and I don't know what it's gonna sound like. So this works. So as you're going through, you can just see other like people just kind of setting up, working, like everyone's just getting real sweaty. Like behind like the tents and near the trucks, you see what looks like cages filled with like a bear and a lion in there, and they're just like kind of pacing their cages. And then like you kind of see like different crates, the one that says like makeup, another one that says excuse me, like one that says makeup, another one that says like props, another one that says the high rope, another one that says just pyrotechnics. But to see if you can spot anything extremely hidden, I need you to roll spot hidden.
That is an 8 under 81.
Okay. So while you're sneaking through there, you find another like kind of crate shoved way back into one of the trucks that were there. And it's got like this symbol of like it kind of looks like an eye with like a snake coiled around it. That is on there. Yeah, and it's just kind of shoved in the back, like behind other things.
All right. Percy's, he realizes that this is a circus or carnival of some point or some sort, which immediately brings back memories of the monstrous clown from 10 years ago. So he is starting to feel a little apprehensive. He's telling himself, he's being silly, that there are circuses and, carnivals all the time. This doesn't mean anything. But seeing that box and kind of a weird symbol for, a circus, he creeps over to it and wants to take a look inside.
Okay. Roll. Yeah, you can get over there, and it's locked. So, excuse me. What do you want to do?
Well, I will pull out my lock pick set that I've acquired over the years, and I will attempt to pick the lock.
Okay. Yeah, roll sleight of hand.
Would that be on locksmith, I assume?
Oh yeah, if you have locksmith, yeah, do
Yeah,
locksmith.
locksmith. That is
goodness.
a 24 under 61.
24 under 61.
Yep.
I don't know if you guys can hear that. Apparently there's the fire department is real excited today.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah. So yeah, so like you go and pop this line. Oh, God. All right, I gotta roll something for you. Let's see. Okay. So, actually, there's two things I have to roll. Alrighty. So, you pop this lock, and you do that, and yeah. So, do you go to lift the lid?
Yes.
As you put your hands on the lid, you just hear, "Hey, what are you doing back there?"
Percy turns around and says, they told me to pull this out and put it with the other one, so I'm pulling it out.
And you turn around, you see this bald man with like squinty eyes is just like, "I don't know about that. Normally no one but Buster gets his case."
Who do you think told me to get it?
Roll. Is there persuade? I see intimidate.
Yeah, I've got.
There's a persuade.
Yeah, unless you want to intimidate, whichever
I'm
one
gonna
you
go-
think
I'm
Percy's
gonna
trying to do.
go intimidate. Yep.
Okay.
That is an 8 under 70.
870.
Yep.
All right. And he's just like, okay, man. So, look, the thing's kind of heavy. Let me help you out. Where are we going with it? And he kind of walks over and grabs the other side.
Percy kind of exasperatedly sighs and is just like, look, I've got this. This thing weighs maybe 50 pounds. I think I can handle it. Buster says he wants us now. Go back to doing whatever you're doing. I got this. I don't need the help. Thanks, but you're more important somewhere else.
And he's like, okay. I don't like it. What's your name?
My name's Johnson.
Okay, yes. Okie dokie. Yeah, well,
Listen, I
make
don't.
sure
I don't
you
got,
don't.
I don't got time for this, dude.
Neither-
I'd love to sit here and chalk, but Buster's gonna bust my ass if I don't get this over to him. So we can finish this up later.
And he's just like, and he kind of steps back and lets you walk past.
All right, I pick up the chest and walk out and just kind of bump into him a little bit and just kind of be, just like a, offer like a thanks, get back to work.
Mm-hmm. And this case is heavy. Like it's even with your strength, you're just like, oh, what have I done?
All right, well, I am immediately looking for something that I can like just drop this thing behind that's kind of out of sight.
All right. Yeah. Yeah, you can see you have such a good spot hidden. Like, you can see like that. It seems like there's like some bushes near some other crates that are stacked up that you think would be far enough out of the way to be just to not be in sight of everybody.
Mm-hmm. All right, well, I go over there and kind of just make it before I like lose my grip and drop this thing.
Mm-hmm. All right.
All right, and then of course I'm going to open the lid and take a look inside.
All right. And with that, we're gonna just cut the camera as you are opening up that case. Back to the general store. I was like, what's it called again? As Cora, you turn the corner and looking down, you see this this child of a man, but with like a 5 o'clock shadow, looks up at you and just like, hello, miss. Glad to make your acquaintance. I'm Mr. Oh man, I forgot his name. That would have been good if I could remember it. Uncle Buster.
Cora kind of instinctively like gestures Timmy over to her and like kind of scoops him behind her dress and her legs so that he's like behind her and says, oh, you must be new in town. It's not that often that we see new faces. I'm Cora.
And I told you my name. I'm Uncle Buster. And like he lights up like a cigar and he's just like, don't worry. You guys are gonna be seeing a lot of me this week.
Oh.
And we'll cut there.
All right.
Uncle Buster. Don't like him.
Yeah, wait till I describe him next episode.
I mean, a child man, or however you described him, sounds very uncomfortable.
Thank you everyone for listening. We'll see you in a week. For us, it'll be like 2 minutes.
We're just leaning into the